Mystery exploration. Darkness. History. Darkest side.
The countries where people disappear and nobody asks. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your neighbor is gone. His house is empty. His phone disconnected. And nobody dares to ask where he went. Life goes on as if he never existed. Now, imagine this isn't a one-time event but something that happens so often that people learn to stay silent. This is the harsh reality in many countries where disappearances are not just accidents but deliberate acts carried out by those in power. Disappearances are not random. They are planned. They happen in societies where fear rules and silence is enforced. Governments, secret police, militias, or even criminal groups take people away for political reasons, for money, or simply to erase voices of opposition. Unlike ordinary kidnappings, these vanishings are more terrifying because the authorities themselves are often behind them. And when the people meant to protect you are the ones making you vanish, who can you turn to? Let's begin with Mexico, one of the most notorious places for disappearances. Here, thousands of people vanish every year. Activists, journalists, students, and even children. Many are victims of the deadly relationship between drug cartels and corrupt officials. One of the most infamous cases is that of the 43 missing students from Ayotzinapa in 2014. These young men were traveling by bus when they were taken, allegedly handed over to a cartel, and never seen again. Families continue to demand answers. But the truth is buried in corruption and fear. In Mexico, whole communities often stay silent. They witness disappearances but know that speaking out could mean becoming the next victim. Now, travel across the ocean to North Korea, a country built on fear and secrecy. Here, disappearances are part of the system. Criticize the regime or even whisper doubts about the leadership, and you can vanish overnight. Families may never hear from their loved ones again. Many end up in hidden prison camps where torture, forced labor, and starvation are part of daily life. Others are simply erased from existence. In the past, North Korean agents even kidnapped foreigners, such as Japanese citizens, to serve the regime's purposes. In this country, asking questions about a missing person can put your own life at risk. Silence is survival. Then there is Syria, where the civil war turned disappearances into a weapon of terror. Protesters, activists, and even ordinary civilians accused of being against the government were taken away. Human rights groups estimate that more than 100,000 people have disappeared since the war began. Families are left in limbo, never knowing if their loved ones are alive or dead. For many Syrians, the destruction of homes and cities was devastating. But the unanswered question of what happened to their missing relatives remains the deepest wound. China also has its share of vanishings, though they happen differently. Here, those who disappear are often activists, lawyers, or anyone who dares to challenge the official story. Sometimes they reappear months later, forced to make confessions on state television. Other times, they are never seen again. Even powerful figures are not immune. Jack Ma, the billionaire founder of Alibaba, mysteriously disappeared from the public eye after criticizing the government, though he eventually resurfaced. His silence was a warning to others. In China, power decides who gets to exist in the public space, and those who step out of line risk being erased. Disappearances are not just about the missing individuals. They are about control. Each disappearance sends a message to the community. Stay quiet. Obey. Don't ask questions. Fear becomes a tool of governance. People learn that silence is safer than curiosity. But behind every disappearance is a life cut short. A mother, a father, a son, a daughter. Each had dreams, families, and stories that may never be told. These countries remind us of a chilling truth. When power is unchecked, human beings can vanish, and societies can be trained to look away. The silence is not natural. It is manufactured. It is enforced through fear. And as long as nobody asks questions, the cycle continues. So the next time you hear of a person disappearing in one of these places, remember, this is not just about one missing individual. It's about a system that thrives on erasing people, one by one, until the rest of society learns that asking questions is dangerous. And perhaps the most haunting thought of all is this: if people can vanish without a trace, what does that say about the value of life in the world we live in?